and welcome to That Girl Speaks. Today is Tuesday, June 29th, and this was episode 297. I'm Amy Beth, also known as Fat Squirrel on Ravelry and the Fat SQRRL on Instagram. Thanks for coming over for a visit. The dishwasher's running. Thanks for being patient with the noise. Sorry, there was something that moved and it distracted me. Also, I have to keep an eye out because the blackberry bushes are out there and there are 8 million blackberries, which I'm sure are going to be ripe as soon as I have to leave town for some reason. But in the meantime, I'm all super alert to the potential of bird flight. They are not interested in them yet because I don't think they're correct color yet, but watching you birds. Watching you. Speaking of what I'm watching out there, the garden is going well. Although this year I was all I am not planting a bunch of stuff because I don't want to preserve a bunch of stuff. And I'm just going to plant a million flowers. And last year we just threw some seeds. Okay, that's not true. Because we turned over the dirt. We have this sort of rock garden-ish area. Okay, it's a flower bed with rocks around it. It's not really a rock garden, sorry. And before it's just I completely ignored it. And there were tulips and daffodils in there, but the rest of the year, who knew? It was under this giant shade tree, so nothing really, there were some daylilies or something that grew, but they were just too much of a shade for them to flower, so they just were a plant. But whatever. I just ignored it. Well, last year we turned it over and I put compost in there and got it all excited and happy. And then we had this amazing zinnia explosion, and I had never grown them before, and they were amazing. And it was joyful that we because it's one of those things that the more you cut, the more they'll bloom, and that is true. And so I was so excited. And so this year I was we're just gonna plant a million zinnias and we'll just have bouquets all over the house. Yeah, just wanted to confirm. Literally, we have one zinnia flower, not even a plant with we have one flower. Last year we didn't even intentionally plant them. We planted a wildflower seed mix, and something happened and they just happened to be they must have just loved our soil composition, the amount, whatever. This year I did nothing different except I did let the teen be in charge of the flower bed, and I think maybe they were not thorough in really turning the soil up. It is pure speculation on my part, but probably. Anyway. So this year, one zinnia, but we do have this cute little diverse patch of wildflowers. So the other seeds did take plant this year. Whatever. And I had one box, one of my 4 foot by 4 foot raised beds that I was okay, this one is going to be the flower bed. This will be the cut garden, but also maybe just plant some of this dill in there so that I can, do some fermented pickles this year, because I did plant some, we have tomatoes and potatoes and popcorn, but I was oh, and some gear. So okay, so I was so I can ferment some pickles this year. That dill is gangbusters, and there's 4 little flowers that are just this tall. Oh, can we have some light, sir? Failures. But if I didn't tell you that, you might not know. Because it actually does look pretty. But, oops. Next year I will have to supervise. Oh my goodness. What else? Yeah, so I think that's pretty much what's going on in the garden. What else is happening? We're taking a ceramics class that's highly enjoyable. I'm still quite bad at it, But I did have this thing. Okay, so last time one of you said in your comments that you felt like people got better in their sleep. Oh my gosh, that's happened in 2 different ways this time. So we were really trying to do ceramic. We were trying to go as like, because there's like 2 days where there's open ceramic studio, and I was like, okay, we gotta try to go and like work on, you know, practice and things like that. And it was like, and I was just like having no progress. It was like not doing well. And then for some reason we missed like back to back. No, we just missed one open studio, but it was like the one that was in the middle of the week. So it was almost a whole week between our 2 classes, or our 2 times in the studio. And like something happened in that weekend miraculously. I got way better while I was just not there. And then I also found that to be true. I've been trying to amp up my my movement just recently in preparation for something. And like I was really beating myself up because I just things got in the way. And so I had like 3 days where I didn't meet my personal expectations. And what you know, that next day I thought, oh, it's gonna be rough again. It's like, ugh. Nope. Totally felt stronger. Felt more accomplished. Saw better results. You know, the universe just tells me to rest. And I'm like, no, universe, you don't know what you're talking about. And she's like, I'm literally the universe. And I'm all like, no, I know what I'm doing. And she's just like, sorry, universe. I can't be told what to do, apparently. Whatever. So I've been sewing some more. I know I keep saying I need to do a special sewing episode. I really do. Okay, I'm telling myself right now that I'm going to do a crop top episode. That's what I'm going to do. Because I have 2 different crop tops and I want to make a third. Like different patterns. And I do want to make a third. Oh, technically I do have 3. Interesting. Yes. Okay, I'm doing that next week, I'm telling you. Next week, crop top episode. Oh, speaking of not next week, this week, I've just like tested out the thought on Patreon. So if you are a patron of the podcast, whether that's through Patreon or PayPal or Ko-Fi, I am going to do a July journal along. Right? So, it's just like low-key, because, but I've been feeling very, like, unmoored in the universe lately. And so I decided to, I should start trying to journal at the end of each day. And it's not, you know, there's not, okay, but what we're going to do, forget what I'm doing, what we're going to do. I'm going to set up a Discord channel. And so again, if you're on Patreon, I'll post the link to the Discord channel. It'll only be active for like 72 hours or something, just for like security purposes. But if you are a patron of the podcast, but just not through Patreon, and you are interested in joining us for a July journal along, journaling in July, something like that, send me an email. You'll have my email from your PayPal donation. And I will send a link to you for the Discord group. My thought is that we'll just kind of share, what's working for us, you know, what we're finding as motivation, what we're deciding to do. Like some people might decide to do an art journal. Some people might decide to do, a photography journal, whatever. Or anything that's specifically it's inspiring you or has pushed you into a place where you want to be motivated to see. And it may just be dude, I mean, I'm interested kind of remotely. I've thought about journaling in the past, but I've just never really so it might be just is this even the thing that would help me? I don't know. And it's totally up to you what you want to do. If you want to make time to do it every day, if you want to make time to do it on the week, whatever. No goals. Except Like, I'll put out rules in the thing. But they won't be journaling rules. They'll just be like, don't do this rules. Okay? Okay. Yay! To each other. You know what I mean. Okay. So let me know if you're interested. And the reason I'm doing it just for that is because it's like the first time I've done anything like this, so I wanted to make it kind of a controlled, like, well, it's not really controlled, but like slightly more controlled in terms of numbers and things like that. And also because, again, I apologize that there are now ads on YouTube. Full disclosure, like it's, what is it, like 70, I think I've made $75. So like I would really rather have $75. I mean, I would really rather put $75, like not have that $75, than make you potentially listen to a Noom ad at the beginning of my podcast. If there was a Noom ad, if there was any ad that make you feel less, I stump on it. I just do. I stump on it. But anyway, so that's also my apology to the people who do support the podcast financially and they're still having to watch ads. Sorry. Okay, what else? Oh, administrative. I will have you know what, I'm just going to go get it right now. Okay, so shameless self-promotion. Just really short, I promise. There will be a pre-order update on July 9th. Is that a Friday? I think that's Friday. Whatever, I'm not figuring it out right now. Whatever the Friday is that is July 9th or 1 or 2 days in its neighborhood. There will be a pre-order. And so pre-orders mean I'm ordering fabric from the manufacturer. It's printed to order. So by the time it gets here and I get them sewn up, it's about 4 to 6 weeks for me to send out bags. So I really appreciate this though, because it really helps with inventory and planning. And if nothing else, it just like takes the stress of the planning off of my shoulders, which I really appreciate. Like me being like, oh, is that the right amount to order? Oh, is that gonna be too much? Are people really gonna like this? So it's just really, it's not only like wonderful for my business to be able to do it this way, but it's also just like wonderful for my mental health. I appreciate that. So I saved up 2 fabrics that I really love. Okay, so first, oh my gosh, do you love these cloud kitties? These nighttime kitties, they are perhaps the dark matter that we are missing in our calculations of space kitties. What? And mushrooms. Oh, and there's also, can you see there's little, where's she at? Okay, here's one. There's little fairy people in there too. It's like, so this will be available on my 3 most popular sizes, which is large wedge sweater and then Aran sweater, which is the big boy. And that's the same for this one. Right? With your crystals. Oh, right. Are dying. I don't know if you're really getting a good sense of these colors. They're really beautiful. Especially this like strange navy boy that's happening. Oh, and look at them. Oh. So exciting. So again, both of these will be available in those 3 sizes. Bam, bam. They will not be available in sock because it's just the scale of the pattern is a little bit too big. You would get like a pink plant and a cat ear and you'd be like, I thought this bag had cats on it. And I'd be like, ooh. Okay. Thanks for being patient and sitting through that. Okay, here's a treat. So, oh wait, I should save that for, no, I'm not gonna save it for the crop top episode. I'll just add it in there too. So I've been really enjoying the like boxy crop tops around the house with my high-waisted pants. I showed you some last time. But there is this like small problem with them, and that it is like, I do not wear a bra when I'm at home unless it's just too sweaty not to. Which means that like the other day I went out to hang up my laundry, and it's that perfect temperature outside where you can't actually feel your skin. Because like the air temperature is almost the same temperature as your body temperature. And I had this very frightening, well, not frightening. Luckily there's nobody over there yet. There are people working on that house though, but they weren't there, thank goodness. Where I went to hang up my laundry and then realized that I may have been tits out for like the entire time I was hanging laundry. And I didn't even think about it at the time. Because my boobs are, you know, what are they, like 35 years old now? They're old, they're not as old as I am. But they're, you know, they enjoy a southern exposure. You know what I mean? They're swinging a little bit low. And so, yesterday I had to take out, like, my teen took up the carpeting in their room. By the way, that's the most horrifying experience ever. I'm surprised I have not yet burned down our house. Because, see, like, I see the top of the carpet and I'm like, ugh. But, you know, it's like, oh, do I really want to spend $5,000 on this carpeting right now? Like, no, really. I don't really want carpet because I hate carpet. But my beautiful dog, who I love dearly, hates slickery floors. So, like, there's this whole thing about whatever. But upstairs, the teen decided that they were going to rip the carpet out of their room. And I was like, fine, there's just subfloor. Like, it's slatted. It looks, you know. But I was like, there's just subfloor under there. It's been painted. So originally that was the flooring that the people who made this house used. So let me just discuss seeing the underside of that carpet. No. 0 out of 100 stars. Do not recommend. But anyway, so working to like get that stuff out of the house, and like there was a bag of stuff that, like, there were several bags of things that needed to go into the trash, and like I was just motivated to take care of it but not motivated to put on a bra. And so I like had this thing where I was like, okay, I cannot go into my alley, and because like there are people that go up and down the alley, there's people that whatever. So, but I had this like conundrum of like, well, I cannot be asked to put on a bra to take trash out. That is just like against my actual religion. So I had this like terrible, like just like conundrum, but I solved it because I am a problem solver. And my solution was, in fact, that my elastic waist, high-waisted pants from Muna and Broad were able to like be able to pull up over my boobs. But under the crop top. I didn't tuck the crop top in and then pull the shirt over. That would have been a Luke, as they say. So I was able to pull my pants up over my boobs. And then merrily take things out to the trash. Lift up the trashy thing. Put things inside the trashy thing. Without fear of flashing anyone. You know? So I know you had to sit through some advertisements, but there you go. You're welcome. Let's talk about knitting. Oh my gosh. Okay. So I just realized I just tried on my sweater. I really am not in love with this color at all anymore. At first I was like just not sure about this color. And now I'm like, I am sure about this color. I am sure that it's not right. But it's cotton yarn. So I'm actually just going to do a little bit after she's all done. I might actually test it first because that would be very sad. I'm not sure because it's got like this nylon netting around it. It's one of those puff yarns. It is not here. It's from Knit Picks. I think it's Wonder Puff, Snuggle Puff. It's something puff and it's the cotton one. And I believe this is the Joey colorway. It is so soft. It is so soft. And it's really actually quite enjoyable to knit with, especially for a cotton yarn. It's not elastic, so it doesn't have the spring of the wool, but it's still pleasant to work with because it doesn't have that like kind of ropey quality that cotton yarn sometimes does. But I do hate this color now. Hate's a strong word. I'm not in love with this color though. So I think what I'm going to do is maybe tea dye it or use RIT. Not like to do like a fully complete color change, but just to shade it down. So I don't know if I'll use a gray shading or like, I'm thinking a brown shading. And so I thought maybe I'll just try to tea dye, which would be very easy to test it. Because I am not entirely sure that casing that the cotton is shot into will dye. And so that could be really interesting and add like another like level of color, or it could be horrific. So maybe I will actually test it. I never usually do that, just jump in. But so I discovered that I am, in fact, ready to start the ribbing. I'm so excited for it. And that is the Reunion Cardigan by Brienne Moody. It's just a real basic top down. Front garter panels, stockinette everywhere else, raglan. I did work some short rows in the garter stitch panel because I don't love, like my boobs will make the sweater ride a little higher in the front anyway, and then garter stitch has usually, almost always, less. It will be shorter lengthwise than it will than stockinette for the same number of rows. So I have worked just a few extra stockinette or garter stitch short rows just in the front. So we'll see if it helps. I may have not worked enough. Oh. Anyway, whatever. Ready to do ribbing. And then hopefully I'll be inspired to just chug on through those sleeves. I've been afraid to start another sweater project because I'm like, ugh, if I set this aside, I may never start it again, but I really want to. And in fact, Shayna Lines, who is, what is your human name? Oh my goodness. Embarrassing. Oh, that's Libby. That is not my Adobe Acrobat. Not useful. Skibby. Cohen. That's right. I knew that. She has for pre-sale the super cutest boxy short sleeve sweater. Super cutest. And so it's for pre-sale, but I forgot it was pre-sale, and so I just started gathering yarns for it. And then I have like 2 color combos like all worked out. And then I was like, oh wait, this doesn't actually release until the end of July. Dang it. So instead I cast on for her reverse shot poncho, which is super cute. You can wear it a million ways. It looks great on everybody. And I decided that I was going to cast that on. I have some, what is this base? Merino DK from Suburban Stitcher in her Predictability colorway that I purchased at SSK. I believe the last time I was there. And then I have this hand spun that I had made from Inglenook Fibers blended fiber. And I don't know if you can tell, but it has this pink fleck in it. And I had started to work a brioche project in it, but I just wasn't feeling it for some reason. So I decided to just do this instead. And then I'm not sure what the middle color is going to be. So because what the poncho is kind of like, one side is 2 color stripes, the other side's 2 color stripes, but chunkier. And then there's like this like kind of joining panel. And so I'm not sure exactly what color that joining panel will be. maybe it'll be a very dark purple. What is that about? Both of my other color combinations for the sweater hinged on purple and like royal purple, which I do not care for. But for some reason, it's coming in to my life. What's happening? I don't know. The menopause. So I just have this tiny little bit. But I have this tiny little bit. We'll see how it goes. So that's the shot reverse shot poncho. And I really love it because she leaves coloring pages on all of her patterns. Which is so sweet. You can play and plan. Plan your things out. Why did I even bring this bag over? Did it have something in it? I don't even know. Oh, I guess I have my sweater in it. Okay, but then the last thing I have to show you. Remember last time I showed you Jody Turtle? Oh, gosh, what happened? Okay, there it is. I feel like I should do a better reveal, but I'm just gonna go for it. What? Oh my goodness, do you see her? Oh my gosh, I'm totally gonna leave her shirt like this, like where she got a little tummy hanging out. Hey, we'll take out that trash. I don't care. What? So you can make her little jumpsuits with either this way, like where it looks like a sweater and shorts, but you could also make it with buttonholes so that she has like an actual jumpsuit on. Right? But my girl, she got a belly. She's like, I cannot be restrained. Gotta have that tum out. And then I made her a little shawl. I cast on the shawl as written and was just like, I gotta go off book. So I had this hand spun left over from my cardigan, from my crochet cardigan that I made last year. And so I just did a standard wide triangle. So every other row you increase on either side of the spine, and every row you increase on the outside. And then I just did a picot bind off because she's fancy, y'all. Does she need a trousseau? Why, yes. Yes, she does. Like, I may need to sew her matching outfits with me. Just saying. She's so cute. Knitting tiny things is the best. I'm just gonna keep showing her to you because okay, so that's all for this week. Next week I'm definitely doing a crop top episode. So until then, I'll talk to you next time. Until then, I'll talk to you next time. That's terrible. I hope that birds do not eat all your blackberries. Please return that hope for me. Self-serving. I'll talk next time. Bye.